right, guys, welcome back to another video. Lots of stuff to talk about today, from the state of play that has been announced to a bunch of Call of Duty information and many more things. But before we do get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here, or if you've been watching for a while and you enjoy daily gaming news content. And check out my Spotify, link is in the description below. So the entire month, people have been waiting for PlayStation to make an announcement for a showcase. And I think people were expecting a bigger showcase, a major PlayStation showcase with a big roadmap and everything as to what we are going to be seeing from their major first party studios, because we really haven't had anything from them over the last 2 years. We really don't know when their big releases are coming out. I am guessing 2025 is going to have a couple of major first party releases, but there is some hope here with usually a smaller style of show. The state of plays are smaller than when they have their major PlayStation showcase, but a state of play has been announced today. I mean, you're going to be able to watch it today, Thursday, May 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is what the show is. It's a 30+ minute show featuring 14 titles and begins again May 30th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there will be updates for PS5 and PSVR 2 titles, plus a look at PlayStation Studio games arriving later this year. So that is an exciting thing if for PlayStation fans out there. If you have a PS5, if you have PSVR 2, I have all of those things. So I am actually very interested in what this show is going to be about. What games are coming this year? We've heard the rumors about Astrobot. We've heard about Concord, but Concord I don't believe is from a first party studio. So all of these games, we will probably get some gameplay and release dates. And then obviously, I think the Metro VR2 game, Metro Awakening, I believe it's called, we'll see that for PSVR 2. I have a PSVR 2 headset, and as I've said multiple times on this channel, I like the headset itself. I think the technology in it is great. There's just no games for it. There's really nothing that enticing for me to want to play it, and I haven't used it very much. It almost so far has seemed like a waste of money, but I'm hoping this Metro game will help me get back into it and you actually get some use out of my PSVR 2. And on top of that, they are actually expanding PSVR 2 out to PC. We have some more information here that this is coming, and this is something that is going to be great for the PSVR 2 headset, so that you can actually still use it even if there are no games on PlayStation to play it with. But this here was found on Twitter by, sadly, it's Bradley, and it says the new certification license, which happened on March 27, 2024, suggests that Sony could be thinking about changing its PSVR 2 strategy. And they licensed an adapter that is compatible with the headset that you're going to be able to plug, obviously, into your PC. One of the things with the PSVR 2, it is wired, it's not wireless, so you're going to have to be able to plug it directly into your PC. I mean, it's just USB-C, so I wonder exactly what this adapter, how it would really change the connection. It says the new adapter can mean that players who own the headset or intend to buy one soon have access to a huge library of games on PC. In early 2024, PlayStation announced that it planned to add PC support for the PSVR 2 system sometime in 2024. My hopes are today we get that announcement as to when that is coming, because that's going to open the headset up to just way more titles and actually make it worthwhile to have, at least right now, unless PlayStation really starts putting out a bunch of more first-party games for the platform itself. So PlayStation has some big stuff happening today. Keep your eyes open. We will obviously talk about some of the cool things that they did announce at the State of Play. And now, if you remember, we talked about this a couple of times on Neil Druckmann put out a statement, the interview with Sony, and there's a lot of backlash from his statement where he was talking about, well, at least Sony was saying he was talking about kind of bringing a new perception to the medium of video games and just making games super cinematic and all of this stuff. And that was taken out of context. Neil Druckmann had to put out his own statement saying that Sony themselves actually edited his comments and did not represent exactly what he said. And now Sony has removed the interview with Neil Druckmann due to what they call significant errors and inaccuracies. And I guess they go ahead here and apologize to him. They say, in editing my rambling answers in my recent interview with Sony, some of my words, context, and intent were unfortunately lost. That's what Neil Druckmann had wrote on X a couple of days after the actual interview came out. And then a message on the Sony group portal now reads, in re-reviewing our recent interview with Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann, we have found several significant errors and inaccuracies that don't represent his perspective and values, including topics such as animation, writing, technology, AI, and future projects. And they finish it off here and say, we apologize to Neil for misrepresenting his words and for any negative impact this interview might have caused him and his team. In coordination with Naughty Dog and SIE, we have now removed the interview. So what a weird series of events. The company that you work for interviews you, and you would assume that if they're going to interview somebody at their own company, they're going to make sure and spinning it so that it is as positive as possible and it looks very good. And that obviously did not happen. It was so bad that they actually had to go out there and apologize to somebody who obviously creates some major games for PlayStation and major games for Sony, himself going out and having to correct them. So I guess the saga is now over. He didn't say some of the things that people were kind of getting upset at him about, or they were missing a lot of context. And Sony, seeing that online and on social media, seeing the backlash that they caused themselves, had to put out an apology for Neil Druckmann. All right, let's talk some Xbox stuff here and some Call of Duty, because we have some leaks. We have some information about a game that Xbox is working with People Can Fly. We'll start with that one here. It says here from Amaro NL, People Can Fly's Project Maverick has reached full dev capacity, the Polish firm announced via its Q1 2024 financials. And Project Maverick is a project signed in June of 2023 in conjunction with Microsoft for the development of a AAA title based on a Microsoft-owned IP. Now, we don't know what this game is, but right now, People Can Fly working with two companies, basically two IP owners. You have Project Maverick, which is IP owned by Microsoft and it's going to be published by Microsoft. Now, we don't know how they're going to be publishing that, but you would assume it is coming to Xbox Game Pass, because why would they spend money on this type of stuff and not try to bolster their subscription service? But again, we don't 100% know yet. And then they're also working on Project Gemini, which is an IP owned by Square Enix and will be published by Square Enix, which you can assume as well will be coming to Xbox and multi-platform, coming to PlayStation, coming to PC and stuff. So those are the two games that People Can Fly are working on, but we won't see this one for a very, very long time. But they now have a full stacked dev team, full capacity here working on it. And hopefully in the next year, maybe year and a half, 2 years, we get an announcement and kind of see what the games People Can Fly are working on. I actually enjoy their work. Like, I was a big fan of Outriders when that did come out on Xbox Game Pass. That was one of those games I got the special just surprise announcement for Game Pass, and I thought it was a really fun third-person looter shooter, very good mechanics and everything. Game, I don't think it was as successful as they wanted it to be, but I enjoyed it. So excited to see what they have next year in the works. Now, Call of Duty, we got the announcement yesterday that it was coming to day one on Xbox Game Pass. And that's a huge thing here for Call of Duty Black Ops 6, as this is the biggest video game every single year. To put it in a subscription service is a huge bet on yourself, on the subscription service, and the fact that this is going to drive subscriptions. It's going to drive people to your ecosystem. So a big move here by Xbox, which we knew was coming. I know there was a lot of back and forth here from media pundits and stuff saying that, oh, they're discussing it and they may not do it, and people thinking they weren't going to do it in the community, all this type of stuff. But from, if you were just listening to what they had said at the business update, they had said that they were putting this game into Xbox Game Pass. But now we have some leaks. As we know with Call of Duty, there are multiple editions of the game, and there's the Vault Edition. We got some leaks here for the weapons, pictures of them, and I think they look absolutely phenomenal. I think they did a really, really great job here in what they were going for with these weapons, that skins you're going to get with the Vault Edition of Black Ops 6. You can go ahead and take a look at them for yourself, but you got like a sniper, an SMG, a assault rifle, a shotgun, a knife. Like, it's just some great looking stuff here with the colors, the lightning going through it, and kind of a locusty look. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it looks really, really cool. So that was kind of a leak that did come out for the Vault Edition. And we also got, again, just some more key art that was leaked for the Vault Edition. So the Vault Edition is going to be something that you can actually go out and purchase on top of the Standard Edition. Even if you're playing it in Xbox Game Pass, you can spend a bit more money, I'm guessing, and get that extra content. It'll be interesting how they do it. Will it just be kind of what they do with other first-party games? Let's say you spend $30, even if you have Xbox Game Pass, Do you get like early access and you get everything within that edition? Or is that just going to be solely you have to buy the whole thing itself if you want it on the side? And choose between that and the standard edition. They say here the Vault Edition is typically the highest digital edition of Call of Duty these days, boasting fully unlocked weapon sets, high-tier battle passes, exclusive operator skins, and more. Recently, key art surfaced suggesting that the Vault Edition will be heavily geared towards the zombies offering that's going to be available in Black Ops 6. And then also included in the leaks was a standard edition print, which is assumed to be the base game and nothing more. And a shot of Frank Woods as a disheveled, shoot-up zombies-like character. Not only that, but the leaks reveal that Park, Adler, and Claus will be surfacing in Black Ops 6. So there you have it, some leaks for the game. Fortunately, if you didn't want to hear those, well, you should probably have skipped through this part, but this is surfacing online everywhere as to what we're going to be seeing here from Black Ops 6. And when we do hopefully see more on June 9th, getting us deeper gameplay, game modes, all those types of things at the showcase following the Xbox showcase itself. So, and when it comes to launching the Game Pass, one of the questions is how much sales will be lost. I think if they were to do something like a $30 premium pack, if you were to purchase it early, that's going to sell extremely well. We've seen that be successful with like games like Halo and Forza Horizon. So all of this stuff yet to be foreseen. Going to be interesting to see what they end up doing. Now we also see here that the Fallout Vault Dweller pack has leaked for Call of Duty. And they say many were expecting something a little more substantial from this crossover. We know that there was a crossover between Call of Duty and Fallout, but data miners have actually found leak art for what they're going for. You can kind of see here the picture of it. Just obviously the skins here for Fallout with the suits and everything. So if you're a fan of Call of Duty, you're a fan of Fallout, those things are going to be coming together within Call of Duty. And again, now with Call of Duty being under Xbox and Microsoft, there are so many things that they can do in terms of crossovers, in terms of IPs coming into the game itself. And that barrier of licensing and everything is greatly diminished, of course, because it's all under one company. So I think that's something that they should do, is just bring more IPs. You got Dooms, you got the Halos, and many other IPs that they could bring into Call of Duty. I would love to see some more crossovers. So if you're looking forward to the Fallout Vault Dweller, you can kind of get a preview of what you will be expecting now. Okay, and let's jump over here because Call of Duty has actually won a major lawsuit. They won a big case here. They say the developer behind Call of Duty cheats that were downloaded more than 72,000 times must now pay Activision a huge sum in damages. So if you're somebody who's been annoyed about cheats within these games, maybe this is going to put a stop to it, at least for now, as they have lost a court case. They say engine owning was established in 2014 and produced cheat software for popular franchises, including Call of Duty, Titanfall, and Battlefield, as well as spoofing software to allow players to evade hardware bans. And Activision Publishing Inc. filed a lawsuit against the Germany-based cheat distributor in the Central District of California in 2022. And Activision sought damages based on 72,328 downloads of engine owing cheats in the United States alone. And the U.S. District Judge Michael Fitzgerald awarded Activision $14,465,600,000 in statutory damages and $292,912,000 in attorney fees, and ordered engine owning to turn over its domain to Activision Publishing. So I guess that's the end of engine owning and the end of the cheats from them that would be affecting these games. I think many people will be looking at this and thinking, now they don't have to worry about it as much anymore, but there's always going to be cheats popping up everywhere, especially on the PC versions of these games. It's almost impossible to completely stamp out. Now, when we're talking here about PC releases on PlayStation, we know that they have adjusted their strategy to put way more games onto PC, and it's been working out phenomenally for them, especially with something like Helldivers 2 and God of War Ragnarok. It looks like it is coming to PC, and this will be a relatively shorter time period from some of their games that they have released on PC years after they have come out on PlayStation. But Bill Kun, as we know, a leaker who's gotten a lot of stuff right, says it's getting really closer. God of War Ragnarok port for PC will be announced very soon. And sorry, I still can't give a precise announcement window. Don't forget to hit the notify button to get my updates. Maybe today is the day during the PlayStation State of Play that they do announce God of War Ragnarok coming for PC. If you're somebody who doesn't have PlayStation, you've been waiting for their games, they're all going to be coming. I mean, I've talked about this on my channel. All their games are coming to PC. PlayStation is going full multi-platform with PC. And I won't be surprised if in the future, in the nearish future, they're going to start releasing games day and date on PC, especially after the success that they've seen with a game like Helldivers 2. Okay, Amazon Games, we know they're getting deeper and deeper into the gaming industry. Well, they've secured an open world driving game from the former Forza Horizon dev. So that is some good pedigree and probably one that you should keep your eyes on if you like the Forza Horizon games. They say here that the unannounced game will be a narrative-led open-world driving game for PC, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X and S. Maverick Games was founded in 2022, and the people behind it, the studio heads and everything, is creative director Mike Brown, who was the former creative director of the Forza Horizon franchise, and now they're going to be able to work on an open-world, narrative-driven driving game coming multi-platform. So that's something where we will see expansion out, more competition coming in. You have Amazon Games. Amazon is a huge company. They have a lot of money and resources to be able to invest in video games. And if they can start putting out hits and get people playing a lot of their games, that just only helps them out for the future. They really are seemingly focused on bigger open world games and having people spend a lot of time within them. So this kind of falls right in line with that. I mean, if they can make it anywhere near Forza Horizon and make it a competitor to it, a lot of people will be jumping in and really playing and enjoying that. I mean, you have Forza Horizon. You also have the Crew Motorfest, which is a very fun game. Those two are similar. And now you're going to have something like this here that I think is going to come in. Probably, I'm hoping more kind of have a narrative to it. They do say it is narrative driven, but we'll see how deep of a narrative that does end up being. Some more layoffs. Kerbal Space Program 2 developer says Intercept team will be laid off in June. This is just continuing. I usually talk about all the layoffs that I do see pop up online as we are going through probably one of the worst years in gaming for this. But it says here the team at Intercept Games will be laid off as of June 28th. So a great group will be out and about looking for new roles, as will I. And this came via a LinkedIn update from Quinn Duffy, who is a senior design manager at the Kerbal Space Program 2. I never played this game. I don't know too much about it, but it is obviously another just sad moment in this year for the industry and everybody who has been losing their jobs. If you are a CD Projekt Red fan, if you're a Cyberpunk fan, the game is finally finished in development, and CD Projekt Red is saying here that they kind of want to release more games more frequently. They had their quarterly earnings call, and this is what they say. We've already worked on 2 projects at the same time. When we worked on Cyberpunk 2077 DLC Phantom Liberty, because that was a game-sized project with almost 300 people working on it. And at the same time, we have already been working on Polaris. So we've had an experience of working on more than one project. And we are working on more than one project at this time as well. There is Cyberpunk 2 being developed in Boston. There is Polaris being developed predominantly here in Europe. And obviously we have other projects with other teams like Project Sirius, also in Boston with the Molasses Flood. And there is the Witcher 1 remake done in cooperation with Canis Majoris. So you can definitely expect us to release more titles, and the cadence of launches is something we definitely plan to increase. Although I obviously am not going to comment on what is the space between the project time-wise. I mean, that's a lot of games in the works here for CD Projekt Red, and a lot of huge games, massive RPG, Cyberpunk 2 being developed, the remake of the first Witcher, which I think is going to be great to bring that back, because a lot of people, I think, really jumped into The Witcher with The Witcher 3. So giving them a more modern version of where this franchise started, I think will be a great thing. And obviously they're working on The Witcher 4. That's going to be something that is going to be in development there. So they have a lot of stuff here in the works. And they say as of last month, 407 developers were working on Polaris, which is the first entry in a new Witcher trilogy. And at the time of its announcement in 2022, CD Projekt said it intended to publish all 3 games in a 6-year period. I mean, these are lofty promises, and stuff always happens. We see promises made by these studios all the time. Stuff happens and they don't really get their games out on time. They have to push it back. I mean, there was a whole debacle with Cyberpunk 2077, and we know what happened with the launch of that. They did recover very well, but that was pretty bad from the state of that game when it did come out. But there's a lot to look forward to here from CD Projekt Red. Okay, a couple more things here. Multiversus relaunched. It had over 114,000 concurrent players on Steam. This was a really fun brawler. I thought it was really good when they first put it out. There was some things that needed to be worked on, but overall fun gameplay, cool characters. It's come back and it has come back strong. And I think if they can continue to add content to it on a frequent basis, it will be a great brawler to take on something the likes of Super Smash Brothers, which is, in my opinion, the king of these styles of games. And then finally, PlayStation, Xbox games are on PlayStation, and they are doing very, very well with their sales overall, as Sea of Thieves has shot up here as the 4th best-selling game of April following its launch on PlayStation platforms, obviously during the month of April. And they say the title ranked 55th on the March best-selling titles chart, and Sea of Thieves was the number 3 best-selling game on PlayStation platforms in April. So overall, 4th best-selling game in April, going up from 55, which is probably one of the major reasons why they released it on PlayStation, to get just a huge injection of sales and money off of a game that's already just insanely successful. And then overall, it is the 3rd best-selling game on PlayStation. And it just shows that PlayStation gamers want these Xbox games. They will play them, so I would expect more of them going on the platform. At least more games like Sea of Thieves, games that you would expect multiplayer, games as a service games, where the larger the community, the better it is for the game. I think you will see more of those on the PlayStation platform. And then Fallout as well has done very well, and that has a lot to do with the TV show. But they say Fallout games also performed strongly in April following the debut of the Fallout television series. Fallout 4 ranked 5th on the April charts after finishing in March at 87, and Fallout 76 jumped from 159 all the way up to 8th in April. So Fallout, a huge boost here in its overall sales, again, because of the TV show. And it's why you see a lot of these gaming TV shows coming out, because they want to take universes that are just in one medium of entertainment and expand it out to a broader range of people to gain their interest to eventually go check out the video game itself. And we're seeing the success here with Fallout. I think we will continue to see more games get these TV movie adaptations to try to push more sales on games that just kind of stagnated and haven't been selling for a while. But I'll end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.